We are here at the Las Vegas Convention Center for the National Association of Broadcasters show. This is a huge show, more than 90,000 people and 900,000 square feet of exhibit space. The National Association of Broadcasters show is the world's largest electronic media show, and it is very technical in nature. That is why we are starting out the show with something I do understand. It is a panel called Broadcast Minds, Internet Content Creators Talk, What's Next Online.
Our next panelist is a star of Celebrity Apprentice. He's host of Penn Sunday School, Penn Says, and Pinpoint, and he's half of the legendary comedy magic duo Penn and Teller, Mr. Penn Gillette. Our next panelist is the Emmy Award-winning President and CEO of Fishbowl Media. He's producer of the longest-running show on ABC, America's Funniest Home Videos, and producer of the #1 show on Yahoo, Ultimate Proposal, Bruce Gersh. All right, the next member of our Broadcast Minds panel is a woman who is blazing trails on internet television. She's the Emmy-nominated host of What's Trending, Shira Lazar. And rounding out our NAB Broadcast Minds panel is another pioneer of internet television. He was actually the first celebrity to host a live internet talk show from his living room, comedian, actor, and producer, and host of Tom Green Radio, Mr. Tom Green.
Thanks a lot, Phil, and thank you all for getting up this early on the last day of NAB, 9 a.m. in Vegas. How many of you have not slept? There's always a couple. Wow. One of our panelists, too. We're going to take it easy on Penn.
What's really frightening about what's happening in the future is something that I never thought I would say, and something that I almost choked at saying, which is the Grateful Dead were right. The shittiest band that ever lived in the existence of the world found a way to the future, which is most people are now making money doing live performance and using everything else to market that. Now, when Tom goes out, he's able to do the gatekeeping on paying the tickets to come in and how he sells those tickets. I mean, Bruce Springsteen puts out his new record virtually for free and then sells the live appearances. And the Grateful Dead, when they did that, everybody was making money off records except that, and they were making it all live. And now it turns out that, we don't care very much. I don't care very much if I'm on Celebrity Apprentice, or whether I'm writing a book, or whether I'm doing a podcast. People come to see the Penn and Teller show, and that's where we make the money. The people who are being screwed, the people you'll never see again, are people like the Beatles. That is to say, talented people as opposed to Penn and Teller.
Or people who don't want to go out and get in front of an audience.
Exactly.
Kind of experience, right?
You're never going to lose live performance. You can never, ever lose that. And that is also something that you can always charge for. So if we don't find a way to monetize these things, we're going to end up with the only people putting out stuff in a really broad way for a living are going to be people who perform live.
When everybody has their television in their living room is hooked up to the internet, which is not everybody has right now. So you can get it, smart TV, they call it. Because then when you sit down at your TV and you can go on Google and you can write in what you want to watch, there's really no distinguishing difference between what's on NBC and what's on a YouTube channel. If you type in your favorite comedian, you're going to be able to watch. You type in Jay Leno, you type in David Letterman, you type in Johnny Carson, you'll be able to access every piece of media that's on the web the same way that you would access it on network TV. So people still like to sit down on their couch and watch on a big screen, and that's, I think that's a big change. When I was doing my web show, it's an hour-long show. People would, this was 7 years ago, people would have to sit at their desk, watch on their computer, And that really sort of limited the type of people that you had tuning in. It was more of the tech people, the computer people, people that want to, you know, see something that's cutting edge technologically. But now when you get people that just want to be entertained and sit in their living room and watch something, as soon as that happens, that's what I think, that's when it's really going to blend. And that's happening right now in the next 5 years.
My children are 6 and 7, and we have a large television in a family room, and they often choose to watch the iPad instead. There's a lot of people, once again, creating problems that don't exist. I mean, I'm one of those nuts that thinks technology is just plain good, end of sentence. But there's a lot of people that say that hurts the family experience, and I think it's quite the opposite. I sit with my children on the couch, we all have iPads in front of us, and then if something grabs us, we pass it around and point and talk about it, and then go to Wikipedia and look stuff up, and then play a game, and then go to Minecraft, and then pop back, and it becomes
fun household.
It's a much more social. It's more social than sitting watching television, and yet no one's saying that. They're all talking about how everybody's pulling back in their own little worlds. That's just not true. People do this all the time.
NAB is not just a trade show. There are lots of educational sessions. Here is a sign advertising just 4 of them: Broadcast Engineering, the Creative Master Series, Military and Government Summit, Super Sessions Technology Summit on Cinema. So this was all on the 2nd floor of the South Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. The bigger the events at the Las Vegas Convention Center, the larger are the charging stations. The theme of this year's NAB show, Metamorphosis, the Changing Face of Media and Entertainment. I think this is fancy editing software.
Like AVCHD, they're great acquisition formats, but when you're editing with them, it can be a little chewy, even if you have the fastest of computers.
National Association of Broadcasters is broadcasting. Okay, you come to a show like this, which is really technical, and you see a machine like this, and you say, what the heck is it? Well, it's a machine made by CPI that actually amplifies a digital signal so that it can be translated to a satellite. I guess machines like this come in various sizes and strength, and they run from $3,000 to $200,000. So if you want to transmit your signal to the satellite, it can cost you money. We're at Pixel Metrics, and this is a company based in Singapore, but what they do is provide equipment to measure video quality all along a system to make sure somebody, as one of the men said, didn't drop the ball and somehow picture quality is deteriorated. So you can see here one man taking a picture of the equipment. I hope he's interested. And here is a company from Italy, DB Digital Broadcast, and they have taken Mozart's name, I hope. Mr. Mozart or his family doesn't mind. The company here is ATEM, and it is actually a company headquartered in Paris, France. But when the company was founded, I am told, they decided that English would be the language of their business, and they are now a worldwide company. What they do, and I was asking about the sign that said VOD and Catch-Up TV. Well, if you have in Las Vegas, for instance, we have Cox, and if you have On Demand, that is video on demand, and Catch-Up TV means if you missed a TV program, you can go back and watch it, and these ATEM people will provide the equipment to somebody like Cox to make all of that happen. I guess satellite dishes fold down. Look at that one. This is AVL Technologies. I am at the Fujitsu booth, and there was a sign that said they could do something about packet loss. Well, I had no idea what packet loss was, but the gentleman here was explaining to me that when you are, for example, sending a video from St. Louis to San Francisco, it doesn't just go in one long stream. It may go to Kansas City, to Phoenix, etc., and finally arrive at destination, and as it goes along there are little packets that apparently stream together to form the smooth video. But you can see here it's not so smooth. You can have packet loss. But Fujitsu makes equipment, and over here you can see the same video, all the packet loss problems disappear. So what do you pay for the video that, or the equipment that makes all this?
Equipment.
Do I come with you? Okay.
The equipment, this is a video encoder. So in the case of what you were looking at, it's a half width, which is one channel per video. You can have two channels in one rack. This is what contains the error correction code between the encoder and the decoder.
Who buys this?
So this would be the network or the company that wants to deliver the...
like Cox?
Yeah, Cox would buy these, the networks would buy these. And what they do is they would stream their videos over the open internet from our encoder to our decoder to eliminate that packet loss problem.
And for a piece of equipment this big, I'm sure that, what are the range of prices for equipment like this?
Yeah, these can go anywhere from, you know, 8,000 to 12,000, all the way up to the bigger systems for higher quality. It depends on your quality. It also depends on your needs from your news director. If they want very high quality video, if they want very, very fast speeds, lots of open internet, again, the cost can vary.
I'll be darned, I had no idea. The only problems I have with streaming are, you know, the machine locks up, I unplug it, plug it in again.
There you go, that might be a packet loss.
That might be a packet loss. Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
An interesting sign, sound changes the way we see. This is DTS. Stopped by NewTek because I wanted to know more about the company that sponsored the seminar I saw this morning. Well, there's another company that's called NewTek with a K, the gentleman tells me, and that booth is located somewhere else. However, he says there's even a third company with this same name, and they make what? Equipment to harvest potatoes. So whoever is the receptionist at NewTek is, I bet you, handling a lot of calls that belong elsewhere. This NewTek is a company based in Belgium. Well, I know Motorola has been in the phone business. I wasn't quite as aware that they are in the transforming content delivery business, making any screen your main screen reality, says the sign up top. And then the examples are advanced transcoding satellite receiver, high performance video processing, HEVC real-time encoding, HEVC video compression gain. Don't know what all that means, but I do know Motorola. NAB has an interesting sign. Activities may be monitored by video camera. But of course. Well, here's a good job for a couple of models. They're just sitting there and the camera's focused on them. These are Blackmagic, very high quality cinema cameras. The color, the pixels, etc. are better than what we will get on the very camera I'm using taking this video.
Creating complex looks and beautiful images that get the most out of what was shot. We also do a ton of visual effects, a lot of what we'd call invisible effects, something where the audience will never know it isn't real. In this example here, the emphasis should be on the jogger that's tying her shoe. However, we have this green fire hydrant spoiling the shot. So what we've done is track the 3D planes, and then using that data create a clean plate, and then completely remove it.
This is a big screen by Christie showing their world's first 4K DLP at 60 HZ, hertz, I guess. Big screen, beautiful resolution. This is the Visit VIZIT booth, and they are featuring, I see a NASDAQ chart, but they also have a second story on their booth. So I wouldn't want to say they are second story men, but they've got a lot of folks up there on that second story. Microsoft did not have an exhibit at the CES show, the recent one. However, they are here at NAB, and it looks like their signs are promoting Windows Azure and also Office 365. ORAD says that it can master video graphics, and here are some examples of streaming graphics. And here is some equipment that is quite unusual looking.
We have over 800 million rely on AccuWeather and the superior accuracy of our hourly forecasts.
Our mobile websites are ranked #1 in weather across the US and Europe, and our customized content and engaging video presentations are available across all media platforms.
And you're going to love this. We do 400 videos per day at AccuWeather, and that's one of the reasons in multiple languages. We'll stick with English here.
Maybe German later.
Maybe later. And it's a reason why we created the Storyteller, the interactive touchscreen that brings every story to life.
Storyteller integrates a flow of content into your news center and allows you to rapidly present it in a way that expands and extends its energy, impact, and value for your viewers.
Water, $2.75. Want to be noticed as you drive down the street? This is loud, high-definition radio. If you're making a movie, and if you can't afford a helicopter, you might have what is called a flight copter. This is remote controlled, and it's used by film companies and utilities checking out power lines, etc., etc. It'd be fun to see it work, but we're inside a building. How small are the microphones that folks use on TV? I hope you can see them here. This is Countryman, and this is an ear clip. It's just so thin, the wires, and here's some more. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Here is a booth for broadcast furniture, the engineer's choice. I guess it's a very comfortable chair. This device, I think, by looking at the pictures in the booth, is a coaxial switch. And this is by Myat, M-Y-A-T, Inc. These, the sign says, are FM antennas by ERI. Of course, I had to ask what a mask filter was. This is the Jam Pro Antennas and Mask Filters exhibit, and I'm told that when your signal is first being transmitted, you want to make sure it stays within your allotted bandwidth, and so you need a filter on either side of what you're transmitting. So that is what a mask filter is. This nifty sign is from Evertz, E-V-E-R-T-Z. Playout and Content Management Solutions, the complete solutions provider. Solutions is quite a popular word. Well, I guess you do have to store and manage your content. Do you have some old video of Roger Ebert, for example, when you get the news that he has passed away? So here is SGL, Content Archive and Storage Management. Your content, where you need it, when you need it. Well, I like the slogan, Think Logical. This is Emerson Network Power and Advocent Broadcast Solutions, more solutions, enabling content creation, production, and delivery. Omnitech is a British company And they are here with equipment that engineers and TV studios would use to monitor incoming signals to make sure that the sound and the pictures, etc., are all within industry standards, because that can vary, the input can vary. So these screens are absolutely lovely and they intrigued me. Kudos to Advanced Business Management Solutions. They have named products after women. There's Louise, and I think there's Cindy, and they have these pretty, I guess they're cables. Anyway, they're pretty white things that define their booth. Cisco is one of the sponsors at this show. I saw a sign a little earlier. And of course, they're a big name in technology, including broadcast technology. Indeed, the whole National Association of Broadcasters show has a wide orbit. So many different products, so many very technical products as well. Loved seeing everything and hope to see it again next year.